Less or fewer? More or just adding an ER? These little grammar points can be super tricky. But don't worry, in the next few minutes, we're going to clear it all up so you can sound super sharp and confident every time you speak.
Okay, so let's jump right in with a real classic, a grammar puzzle you've definitely seen before. On one side, we have I have less friends now, and on the other, I have fewer friends now. I mean, they sound almost the same, right? But one of them is technically the one you want to use. Any guesses which one it is?
So, what do you think? Which one is correct? Go on, lock in your answer. Because by the time we're done here, you're not just going to know the right answer. You're going to know why it's the right answer. And it's actually pretty simple. All right, first things first. Let's talk about comparing two things. We call these comparatives. Super simple stuff, really. It's just comparing one thing directly against another. Okay, have a look at this. We're saying more delicious than oranges. Now, why more delicious and not, deliciouser? Well, it's because delicious is one of those longer adjectives. So for those, we stick more in front. This whole more than setup is your basic recipe for comparing two things. But here's a little trick to make you sound even more natural. If it's totally obvious you're talking about cherries and oranges, you can actually drop the then oranges part. Just saying, I think cherries are more delicious works perfectly. It's cleaner, it's faster, and everybody knows exactly what you mean.
Okay, let's kick it up a notch. We've done one-on-one comparisons. Now let's talk about finding the absolute best or worst. This is where superlatives come in. It's not about A versus B anymore. It's about A versus everything else in the group.
So a superlative, it finds the champion, the one that stands out from the rest. Here, roses aren't just lovelier than one other flower. Nope, they are the loveliest of all. That est at the end, that's like the gold medal. It means they're number one in the whole group. And hey, just like we saw with comparatives, you can use that same shortcut here. If everyone's already on the same page and you're talking about flowers, you can just say, roses are the loveliest. Boom, simple, elegant, and everyone gets it. All right, now for the fun part. You know English grammar. Just when you think you've got the rules down, it throws a curveball at you. And yep, comparisons have some of these rule breakers. Let's check out a few really common ones you absolutely need to know.
So, check out these two, much and little. They don't play by the and est rules at all. You can't say mucher, it just sounds wrong, right? Instead, they totally change their form. Much goes to more and then the most, and little becomes less and the least. Honestly, these are just ones you gotta memorize.
So to see it in action, you'd never say, Justin eats the mostest meat. It just doesn't work. The right way to say it is, Justin eats the most meat. See? That's that irregular form doing its thing.
And with that, we're ready. It's time to go back and solve that puzzle from the very beginning. The big showdown, less versus fewer. This is a rule that honestly, even a lot of native English speakers get wrong, so let's nail it down once and for all.
Okay, here it is. The rule is actually super simple. It all comes down to one question. Can you count it? If you can put a number in front of it, like 1 friend, 2 friends, 3 friends, you use fewer. If you can't count it, like water or time or gasoline, you use less. That's it. That's the whole trick.
So, let's go all the way back to our first question. I have less friends or I have fewer friends. Well, can you count friends? Yep, 1 friend, 2 friends, you totally can. So the correct one is, I have fewer friends. Puzzle solved.
Now let's look at the flip side. You wouldn't say, I have 2 gasolines in my car, right? You measure it in gallons or liters, but you can't count the gasoline itself. And that's exactly why we say I use less gasoline.
Okay, feeling good about this? Let's put that new knowledge to the test with a super quick quiz, just to make sure it all sticks.
All right, first one. I've got a jumbled sentence here for you. Your job is to put these words in the right order to make a good superlative sentence. Take a second and see if you can figure it out.
Did you get it? The answer is, Amy is the most productive in the morning. We're using most productive because that's her number 1, her peak time. Awesome job if you got that right. Okay, here we go. Question number 2. Valerie has blank water in her glass than Dimitri does. So, is it fewer water or less water? Just think back to our rule. Can you count water? And the answer is C, less. That's right, you have less water because you can't count it. You guys are crushing this. So you might be thinking, does this little grammar stuff really matter? And the answer is yes.
Getting these details right just makes you sound clearer, smarter, and more professional. It really does. And hey, if this little explainer helped you untangle some of that grammar confusion, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot more to share to help you keep learning with us.
All right, I'm going to leave you with one final little brain teaser. Now that you're a pro, you know it should be fewer items, right? So, why do practically all grocery stores have signs that say 10 items or less? Are they all just getting it wrong? Or is this one of those cases where common use is actually changing the rule? I'd love to hear what you think. Let me know your theory down in the comments. Thanks for hanging out with me.